Well, hail squires and welcome. It is I, the Night Owl, and we're going to draft some more Brothers War. I'm sure you know that. That's why you clicked here, why you came here. If you did do either of those things, please remember to like and subscribe to the channel. Maybe leave a comment what you think below. That'd be really helpful. And I also like talking to you guys. If you have any sort of picks that you disagree with, or just questions about whatever I do, or you just want to flame me or whatever, listen, baby, it helps the algorithm. Bring the heat. I don't mind. I got my coffee. I'm currently listening to. I play some music while I'm drafting these for you guys. I'm currently listening to Ginger Root, which is my new obsession. I love them. I found them on accident the other day, and I'm definitely one of those people who like find something that they like and then listen to it about a billion times on repeat until I'm like incredibly sick of it and can't stand to listen to it for another moment. But I like so much of their music that I basically just play their whole discography and I like it, and so it's probably going to be a long time coming for that to be the case. So yeah, if you want to listen to the Night Owl soundtrack as you're like watching along with me here, or maybe for your own drafts, if you want a taste of my own power, that's it's Ginger Root. That's the sound of my soundtrack right now, at least. Oh my God, we got a table. I was worried I was going to have to keep filling time. Thank God. Please just click the button, everybody. Come on, just get into it. I'm ready to go. Hmm, it's good. No, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. My producer over here in the corner is like stretch. Um. Oh no, we did it. Okay, let's go. Let's go. And whoa, wow, what a pick. What a pick. Teferi or Platinum Angel? Teferi or Platinum Angel? I think Teferi's a little bit better. I think Teferi's a little bit better. Platinum Angel can't just die to a removal spell. You can't just win the game, but it does cost more mana, and it does just die to a removal spell. But it's also colorless. It's also colorless. Man, I was just listening to somebody say that they think this is about the best rare in the set, though, and I'm inclined to agree. It's pretty absurd, right? I think we're going to take the Teferi here. I wouldn't blame you for picking Platinum Angel. If neither of the good rares were here, I tell you to take Skyfisher Spider, even though it's multicolored, just try to play it, make it work. Somebody's gonna be like, "You're passing Platinum Angel. What in the world?" I think that this is correct. It could be just staying open and picking the angels where it's at, but I think I want. I think I want to play the Teferi. I think I want to play the Teferi. This could be wrong, but let's go for it. Let's make sure I know exactly what it does. So it starts at 4. Draw a card, put a loyalty counter on it. 0 to draw a card, -2, make it 2/2 blue spirit with vigilance. Oh. And whenever you draw a card, put a +1/+1 counter on it, and target opponent chooses a permanent they control. Okay, you basically just eat their whole board. So what do I take? What do I take if I want to maximize playing this Teferi? Because there's Take Flight, but they don't exactly go on the same deck. Like I'd rather have something like Scatter Ray or Stern Lesson that I could play before the Teferi to help set it up. Um, there's Ironclaw Crusher is a reasonable card in this pack, but I think I want to pick a blue card just to like force blue a little bit and make myself be able to do this. Because there's also Strongbow and there's also Power Stone Fracture. I think of all of these, Scatterway is kind of the weakest card, but it's the one that I see being the most important to put in my deck alongside um, Teferi, because I want to have cards in the early game that allow me to have a clean board at the point that I play this Teferi, as opposed to like Stern Lesson, which wastes my mana. This, which requires me to have a board and then it's like a card draw spell. This seems really weird, but I'm going to take the Scatterway. Definitely doing a little bit of forcing here. Just light forcing though. It's not like those other cards that I was not picking were like spectacular. Maybe probably more important than Scatter Ray in their respective decks, but like not like incredible by any means. Well, what do I think of this pick though? Best card I think is Argothian Opportunist. There's no good blue card to speak of. I'm not going to pick a lot of Adept here. So it's like Opportunist, Strongbow maybe, perhaps one of the black cards in Emergency Weld and Thraxidemon. I think Opportunist is a little bit better than both of those, that I'm going to take the Opportunist. Alternatively, I could take Burnished Heart. I think Opportunist is better than Burnished Heart, but Burnished Heart is colorless. Yeah, let's take this. Let's take this for now. I think it's like actually pretty close, and so I think just picking the colorless card is a little bit better there. Concerning that I'm not seeing much in the way of blue, but these packs have been kind of bad too, so it's a little whatever. And I'm going to take Epic Confrontation here now. It's a little weird after having taken Burnished Heart over Opportunist, but I think it's the best card. There's Razorlash Transmogrant, but not for the deck that I'm building where I have this Planeswalker I want to protect. And then we'll take Epic Confrontation. Now Overwhelming Remorse. There's another Scatter Ray, but I don't think I can pick fifth pick or pass fifth pick Remorse. I can't believe this is getting passed to me. If I end up blue black, that's fine. I accept. Also with the Burnished Heart, I could still end up like blue green splash the black or whatever. I still got a lot of options. So, well, that's another reason Overwhelming Remorse is such a nice pick, is because it is a single black pip. I've actually been finding that I splash a little bit more in this set than I would have expected to, because you can get away with it a little bit more because of all the colorless cards. So picking like something like an Overwhelming Remorse, and just even if I play like blue something else and splash the black, is like a perfectly reasonable plan. And so it's even more important to pick those up than it might seem. And it also has me liking a bit like Dominaria United, has me liking single color pip cards a little bit more than double colors. They could just be a little bit more annoying. I think I've splashed to some degree in my past like 5 or 6 decks, if that tells you anything. Oh boy. I was really hoping that this would just be like a slam dunk, like I'd be able to pick this Teferi and just have a bunch of blue cards fly at me, so many that I can't stop it, and then it's very obvious when it's supposed to be. Okay, so we have Soul Guide Lantern, Coilless Rock, one of the 2 black creatures. How about I just take Rock, except it's kind of bad. Maybe I just take Soul Guide Lantern as like just a cheap card that cycles. The thing about Rock is it's like I want to pick another blue card, but like I don't really need another blue 5-drop. That doesn't even like really do much to defend Teferi. There's Killzone Acrobat and Scrapwork Rager. Maybe Scrapwork Rager is better, but this card's only okay. Maybe I still want to take a colorless card here. Cheap Artifact. Yeah, I think it's a little bit better. Scrapwork Rager could be fine, but I don't think I'm gonna miss it. The card's like not nearly as good as I thought it was. It's just a little slow. And if I do end up like blue-black, the draw 2 deck, I'll actually maybe want the Soul Guide Lantern a little bit more in a way, because it's a cheaper way of doing the double card draw. So like if I end up with like Trench Stalkers or something like that, then yeah, I think that that's a little bit better. All right, so here we have Cradle Clearcutter, Gix's Caress, Coilless Rock. I think I'm going to take Cradle Clearcutter. I do look like I could be like black-green, splash the black. Again, I don't want Coilless Rock for the same reasons I mentioned. Gix's Caress is fine. I could take it here, but I actually think that a 3-drop creature that also like ramps to my 5-drop so that I could like jam Teferi shortly after, and then is also like a decent thing to ramp into out of its own right, is like good enough. Again, I don't know that I'm green yet, but I think that this is okay looking. I wish I'd taken Opportunist instead of Burnish card now that I picked 2 green cards, but there's no way to know that was coming. I stand by the pick as it was, but here, Defabricate, Liquid Metal Coating, Power Stone Fracture, like all these cards are like decent. I think I'm gonna take the Shoot Down. I'm leaning towards green, and it's like close to the best card, honestly. The Blitz Automaton was fine. Power Stone Fracture is like definitely good in some decks, but I think the way that I'm looking right now, I'm looking like something like this. What do we think here? Maybe just Power Plant Worker. Could still be black, and I could be taking Carrion Locust here. Maybe that's what I should be doing, but I think I'll just take the Power Plant because neither of these black cards are like good enough to make me want to commit to black anymore when I could just pick this worker. Oh, wow. Man, they're just like sending the red-black sack deck around basically, and I'm like, I want to pick the blue cards. Do I take Coastal Bulwark? I really don't like that card. I'm going to take Power Stone Fracture. I think Coastal Bulwark is fine, but I really don't like it. I'm going to take Power Stone Fracture, and I still might be blue-black. Yeah, look at this. Look at all these black cards. Thraxodemon, Emergency Weld, Battlefield Butcher. I think I'm going to take Thraxodemon because I just want a 2-drop in the deck. And this does have like more card draw on it, so if I do like play like cards that make me Power Stones, I don't really have any yet. I just think I don't have like any creatures, so I don't see Emergency Weld or whatever the other one is being that good. The Battlefield Butcher. To Gigamole, not happy about it. Kind of a weak first pack, except for the Teferi. It just really didn't work out. I only have 2 blue cards, and I second picked the other blue card. That said, I think I'm still going to just pick blue cards this pack. Like, if they're coming to me from my left here, I think I was still going to pick blue cards and try to make the Teferi work out. It really is that good. Stalwart's a possibility. Well, we have pretty much everything else. Lorna of the Third Path is the best card in the pack, but I haven't picked any other white cards. I think I need to pick blue cards or one of my other 2 color cards here at this point. There's also Obliterating Bolt, which is like kind of like the number 2 card in the pack. Cards for us are actually like Chromatic Star, Boulder Branch Golem, Weakstone Subjugation. I think I'm going to pick Weakstone Subjugation here. I don't know that I'm green yet, but I could play the Boulder Branch Golem, and I would be happy with it. But I think I want to make sure that I play blue. And taking a blue cheap removal spell, like a good defensive spell like this, is probably where it's at. Again, a little forcey here. I think otherwise it'd probably be the Boulder Branch, and then like Chromatic Star. Battery Bearer, huh? Yeah, I think I picked Battery Bearer. Again, it's a little awkward because I think more with this Precursor Golem in the pack, though. Well, I think I have to pick Precursor Golem, right? Like, Battery Bearer is good, but I actually don't have like an insane Battery Bearer deck. It would force me to be blue-green, whereas I could just pick this Golem, this absurd Golem, and now my 5-drop slot is nuts. Other cards in the pack, I mean, there's really not that much. There's like Wing Commando, Warplow. No, we'll take Golem. We'll take Precursor Golem. All right, what do I think here? Weakstone Subjugation, Wellspring. There's Brotherhood's End, but I'm not really close to that. Though this would be actually is turning into like what would be a good Brotherhood's End deck. I think if I'm going to take a removal spell, it's going to be Weakstone Subjugation as opposed to like Prison Sentence or something. I don't think I want Rager here. I think, yeah, just Weakstone. I could take Wellspring as well because I do look like I'm like sort of a blue-black base. It'd go good with Thraxidemon. It'd go good with Power Stone Fracture. Actually, maybe I just want the Wellspring. It's kind of tough. It's kind of tough. It's tough to pass a Weakstone Subjugation over this when I think I'm going to want the removal. But it does a lot of decent things. Yeah, we'll take it. I'm unsure about this pick. Well, now I'll take a Subjugation. I could take Thopter, but I think just the cheap removal is a little bit better. Was our Aeronaut Cavalry, there's Warplow. Nah, we'll just take Subjugation. I think it's fine. Junkyard Genius. Oh, what are you guys doing to me? Every time I want something else, man, Junkyard Genius comes around. Well, so it's Boulder Branch or Evolving Wilds. I think it's going to be Evolving Wilds. I want the Boulder Branch, but I think I'm going to want to play... Like, I think I'm going to be doing some amount of splashing here no matter what. I think. So it's probably better than Boulder Branch by just a little bit. Yeah. Because the thing is, if I do play the green cards, I am going to want to play the black cards in some degree. None of these blue cards are actually good. Maybe just take Moment of Defiance, which is not really good in my deck right now, but it could be. It's better than all these blue cards that are really replaceable, and I don't really care about them. I basically just want to pick Dues from here on out, though. We'll see if that happens. What do I think here? I could take Archaeologist. It does actually find Teferi because there's a non-creature, and I have a bunch of non-creatures already. So this is like actually a cheap card that could stand to draw me a bunch of cards. It could be Levitating Statue, but this is definitely more of an aggro card, I think. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Because I think you want to like play it early, get a bunch of counters on it, and then like have an unstoppable flyer that you're beating with in the air, as opposed to like just playing it as like a big blocker. Yeah, I'm gonna take Archaeologist. And then here I think I'll take Bulwark, though I don't like it. I think it's better than Curate. I really don't want to put another non-creature in my deck right now, unless it's like super good. I don't think it's Depth Charge Colossus or Clay Revenant. Yeah, we'll just take the cheap Defender. I think that's kind of what my deck needs at this point. Now we'll take Boulder Branch. There is merit to Gnawing Vermin, but Boulder Branch is too good. What do I think about Defabricate? Defabricate's actually decent. I've heard a lot of people say that they don't like it. It seems okay to me. Probably better than Depth Charge Colossus for this deck, right? Or no, I'm just going to take Razor Maw, I guess. I don't think I want to play that. Maybe that was a bad pick. I'll take Emergency Weld. Don't really look like a Weld deck, but I could be. I just don't have enough creatures. I think it's going to be too likely for that to get strained in my hand. Take the Pallbearer. Yeah, I kind of regret picking Razor Maw a little bit. Lanam Adept's okay. It might make the deck. Titania's Command, you say? Well, now I just have to be blue-green, right? Foundry Inspector would be good in this deck. The black commons are all mediocre and fine. Same with another shoot down. Now we take Titania's Command Dog. All right, now I'm much more blue-green based because I definitely want to have the double green for Titania's Command. I think so. Well, Chromatic Lantern's actually a reasonable pick. It's like Opportunist, Lantern. That's about it. I might regret not picking Opportunist, but Lantern seems super good when I'm like trying to like play some number of black cards as well. But the Opportunist is like a better card on its own. And I have a bunch of artifacts. Boy, I actually don't know. I think I have to take Lantern here. I think I have to take Lantern to just make the mana good. That might be a mistake, though. Nothing I'm too crazy about. There's like Scrapper Cohort because I do have some ability to like sneak the white in. There's Stalwart. I don't think I want to play Stalwart. There's a War Plow and a Moment of Defiance. I think it's going to be War Plow. I think it's going to be War Plow. Even though I am, like, I was thinking I'm going to, like, lean more blue-green, it doesn't look like that might work out. Like, I might have to, like, semi-double splash the command, which isn't the end of the world, because I still think I can make a deck with good mana. Here I'd like Evangel. Now I will lean a little bit more into blue-black, and I think that this will be fine. I don't want Killzone Acrobat. I don't want Scrapper Rager. I think that Evangel's kind of just the best card in the pack here, so we'll take it. Anointer, yeah, let's do it. There's Prowler, there's Rust Goliath, passing these dissidents around, but nah, Gurgling Anointer, great. Get in here. Probably won't play you, Burrowing Razor Maw. Tempted to cut the Gigamole. Probably won't play the Emergency Weld. Honestly, my best cards aren't even creatures or artifacts. Steel Exemplar probably in it. I don't think I have the Power Stones or mana generation for it. Though Chromatic Lantern does make it interesting a little bit. There's something to that. I don't think I need another 5-drop artifact in the deck, though. Why don't I just take Wing Commando? And here I like Combat Courier. Yeah, so Trench Stalker versus Gaia's Courser. There's also the Giant Growth, the Honor Guard, and the Energy Refractor. Energy Refractor could be a card, honestly. Maybe I just want this over the Trench Stalker. Yeah, we'll do it. Though I do want that Trench Stalker. This, I think, is just Scrapper Rager. It could be Killzone, it could be Locust. I think Rager's enough better than these other cards that I think this is where I'm at. I got enough cheap cards now that I don't want the other copy of Archaeologist. Probably not another Moment. It could be Third Path. I could see this being the pick. Disfigure's also not bad. I think I like Third Path or Savant, though, a little bit more. I'm just worried about being a little too dude light. We'll take Killzone at this point. So I think I'll cut Clear Cutter because I don't think I'm going to play like, well, the thing is I want enough green for Titania's Command. That's the problem. But it's like I'm mostly blue-black. I'm going to Rust Goliath to top it off, okay? All right, this is kind of a tough one. So this is 30 cards. Let's sort it out. Now I have a bunch of fluff in the deck in the form of like Soul Guide Lantern, Energy Refractor, Ichor Wellspring, all that kind of stuff, right? So I'll actually put those there, and then stack my removal like this. You can go in the removal pile. You can go in the removal pile. And then, so I know this is all under my picture here. I will sort these out so that it makes a little more sense in a sec. All right, hopefully you can see that. I think my picture's like here, and you can at least see the edge of these. Actually, I'll make it a little easier. I'll put Combat Courier right here. All right, so I got to cut a bunch of cards here currently. The biggest conundrum is how to get the mana right so that I can actually cast Titania's Command. Because I can't like shave too much. I could cut some of the black cards, right? But a lot of the black cards are my best cards. It's like I can cut like, what if I cut like Moment, Power Stone Fracture, Gigamole, Anointer, Threx Demon. So there's a couple conundrums. Two of my 2-drops, actually 3 of my 2-drops are black creatures. Even though this, like I can play later, is not a black creature, 3 of my 2-drops are black creatures, right? And I wouldn't want to replace it with Citadel Stalwart. I don't think the card's good, especially if I'm cutting a bunch of 2-drops, right? So there's really no replacement for that. I just wouldn't be like, Emergency Well doesn't count, it doesn't do it, you know? So it's tough to cut down on black mana too much because I want to be able to cast my 2-drops that are black on 2. But I want double green for Titania's Command because it's like almost a better card than Teferi in some ways. Like it's absurd. Like my 5 and 6 mana spells here, Power Plant Worker excluding, are like absurd. So what doesn't belong? What doesn't belong? Well, I like Energy Refractor because it makes my mana better. Allows me to play a bunch of this stuff. It also helps with the Power Stone Fracture. It helps with, what else do I got? Gurgling Anointer, Thraxidemon, Evangel of Synthesis. I mean, it helps with a bunch of stuff. I think I'm going to play black. I don't need to be playing a 2-drop as bad as Coastal Bulwark, so I'm going to cut that. I think that's a good start. Because I have a bunch of 2-drops I can play. I don't want to cut too much stuff that's cheaper than Teferi, because Teferi is so much better if you play him with a stable board, right? So cutting things that are cheaper is risky. It's risky. How good is this Epic Confrontation in this deck? It goes okay with Warplow. Evangel kind of slaps with it. All my mid-range stuff is like kind of puny. It's okay. But I could like cut some of the green splash cards instead. I still got to get up to double green for Titania's. And that's like 2 removal spells I just cut. How do I feel about that? Not very good. Especially if I'm going to be working this hard to like get the right colored lands in the deck between like Evolving Wilds, Energy Refractor. What else is helping me fix a little bit? There's something. Chromatic Lantern, Burnish Heart. You know, I'm putting a lot of work into making sure that I get the colors right. So maybe I should just trust that I'm going to get the colors right and not cut 2 reasonable removal spells. I don't know. I think I'm going to cut Wing Commando. This just really isn't a Wing Commander deck. I also, how many draw extra card effects do I have? I have Combat Courier, Thraxidemon, Evangel, Third Path, Scrapwork Rager, Teferi, Soul God Lantern, Energy Refractor, Ichor Wellspring. Okay, so I have a couple. I was looking at Laudanum Adept and seeing like how reasonable Latinum Adept is? And the answer is like, it's pretty reasonable. I could cut Power Plant Worker probably. I don't really have anything going on with that. Like, I only have like a little bit of Power Stone and extra mana production. So, yeah, I just don't think it's that important. Let me cut that. I'm going to cut Gigamole. I just don't think it's actually doing anything all that special. Is it better than Latinum Adept? Not really. I'm just going to mill my bombs and be mad about it. If Teferi and Titanias were both creatures, like if these were like two creature cards, I would play the mole because then I could like increase my chances of finding them, but it's actually the opposite. It's actually the opposite. I'm tempted to play only 16 lands because I have so many cards that just like replace themselves to a degree, you know? I think that might be a mistake. I think I can cut the Scatter Ray. I think the Scatter Ray is only fine. Don't really want to cut Moment of Defiance, even though it looks out of place. I've been kind of obsessed with this card recently. Um, but for good reason, because like it's like I wasn't playing it for a while. Like I told you guys before, I looked at the 17 lands data, saw it was performing really well, started putting it in my decks. I tell you guys, it flips boards around. Like especially like okay, like with Epic Confrontation here, you can give the lifelink like double strike in a sense, because it's like you put Moment of Defiance on like your Boulder Branch, then you fight something with your Boulder Branch, and so it's like you gain a bunch of life with a bigger Boulder Branch, and then attack with it, and it's like you gain like 10 life in one turn. It's nuts. So like it really does like offer a lot on top of like triggering all your other stuff. I think I'm gonna cut Soul Guide Lantern. I think it just kind of does the least out of these cards, the like the cheap cycly whatevers, and I need those very little. What do I have to really go with Power Stone Fracture? It's like the Archaeologist kind of, the Ragers kind of, these two guys. Honestly, not a lot. Honestly, not a lot. Maybe I cut the Power Stone Fracture. Keep these other fight spells that work a little bit more, not reliably, but I don't need to like throw stuff away for them. Yeah, let's try this. This looks right to me. Some cards I wish I was playing, but I think I'm fine. "16 lands. If I play 2 forests, is that enough? And then I could play like 8 and 6. So to get Titanias online, I either have to get both of my forests, which Evolving Wilds could help, or my Energy Refractor, or my Chromatic Lantern. Burnished Heart also helps. 3 forests seems like too many, though. If I play 3 forests, right, so I have 13 lands, and I could play like 7 blue, 6 swamps. That actually looks reasonable. It's a little bit of a shakier mana base than I typically like, but I think it's fine. Is there a way, now that I have this deck built, is there a way that I can make it more green based and feel more comfortable with it? I could play the Wing Commando and the Scatter Ray. Cut some of the black cards. Like I could like cut like the, I don't know, like the Thraxodemon and the Evangel. And then play like Clear Cutter. Because I'd feel a little bit better if I wasn't like worried about casting this Titanias and instead was just like needed to splash for like my Overwhelming Remorse. Hang on. Okay, just had to take a screenshot of that real quick. We're gonna take a look and see. And I apologize for the long deck build here, gang. I know that that's probably annoying to some degree. But some of y'all might like this stuff, you know. This is I can't help myself. I nitpick these like last few cards all the time, you know. So okay. So what if we cut like most of the black, right? And we could still play Overwhelming Remorse, and we'll like trim it down to just Overwhelming Remorse and see how we feel about it. And then Scrapbook Rager. We have Warplow here. We'll even cut that. Let's just see. We can do. I would play Scatter Ray and Wing Commando in this. I would play Clear Cutter probably because I'm leaning more into the green. I could get this back into the deck. I could play like Rust Goliath, which does follow up like my Burnished Heart and Chromatic Lantern pretty good. And Clear Cutter. Could play Coastal Bulwark. So in this version, I'm not playing Thraxidemon, Anointer, Evangel. I am playing Wing Commando, Scatter Ray, Coastal Bulwark. I'm also not playing Warplow. What else did I add? Yeah, Clear Cutter, Coastal Bulwark, Scatter Ray, Wing Commando. The Lantern, put the Lantern back in. Is this version actually better? So I'm a lot weaker on 2. I'm a lot weaker on 2. But the mana's better. By a lot. Still playing all the same interaction, basically. Do I have anything to go with like a Wellspring in this version? Not really. It's because I cut the Thraxidemon, right? And I don't have much that actually cares about the draw 2 now, except for the Lotnom. Teferi cares, but if I'm able to resolve Teferi and keep it alive for a couple turns, it's not like he needs help. So I could cut Ichor Wellspring because it literally just cycles and draws a card. I have no action to go with it. That is correct. I'm not playing the Mona Defiance either, and I have no life gain in the deck. Or no, that's not true. I got Boulder Branch. It does help. It really does. I don't know. I don't know which version I like better. The mana's better on this one, but the other one just like has better cards in it. But just a little bit, though. Bulwark's pretty bad. I kind of didn't want to cut the Scatter Ray anyways. Wing Commando is a downgrade to Gurgling Anointer. Clear Cutter's kind of an upgrade in some ways, though, because I'm so strong on 5. And I could get to like 6 and cast as like a big 3/6. It'll definitely help. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. This one I'm like torn on. I think the card quality here is a little bit worse, but the mana is just enough better. And the fact that the mana is better in the way that it allows me to cast like one of the most powerful rares in the set is really important. It's gonna be really sad if I play the other version of this deck and draw Titania's Command, hit 6 mana, and don't have the double green to cast it. It's gonna be bad. This version of the deck is so weak on 2, though. I think I'm gonna play the first version. I think that this is just too weak. I'm gonna go back and look at that. I'm gonna screenshot this one and go back and look, and then tell you which all I decided. Okay, I decided to go with this version. I think it's just a little bit better. I think it's just a little bit better. It's really close. I honestly don't know. But yeah, as you see, I only play the one black card plus the flashback on Rager or on Earth. You know what I mean? So I only get the one swamp plus Evolving Wilds plus Refractor plus Lantern. You know, playing again like more of my like Soul Guide Lantern and Ichor Wellspring package just to fill out the playables. I don't think splashing Evangel's worth it or Gurgling Anointer in this version where I'm only playing one black source. Not playing the Power Stone Fracture in either version of the deck. I'm going to miss a Moment of Defiance 2 here. I might go back to the other version to see here, but I just think the mana being much better because if you remember, I was playing like 7 islands before, which was really weak, and then like 6 swamps, and all of my 2-drops were black, and it was only like 6 swamps plus the wilds, which really is too low. It's too low. Whereas I only got 6 forests here, but my first green card to cast is Clear Cutter, which I don't even need a forest for eventually. It just makes it more reliable that I'm going to be more reliable to cast both of these removal spells and these early creatures and get the double green for my powerful rare. So I think that this is a little bit better. Super tight though. Let me know in the comments what you think. In any case, let's go to round one. Okay, round one. Yeah, so we're on like blue-green sick rares. I don't mind that deck archetype at all. This looks like a hand to me. One green and I'll be really happy with it. But I'm likely to find it. I have a nice defensive spell in my hand ready to go. Good setup cards. Again, if I do find a forest, I can go like turn 3 Clear Cutter, turn 4 Teferi, and be so well defended that I'll be like in great shape. There's a very high chance I just draw a card with Courier this turn. Mine Worker, yeah, I'll just draw a card. It's kind of awkward because the Mind Worker does block, or the Combat Courier does block, but yeah, this is what I wanted to do. Is go Clear Cutter, because now I can run out. This is part of the reason that I thought Clear Cutter, man, what a mouthful, was going to be good in this deck, is because casting Teferi a turn early is going to be just gigantic. No blocks. Well, now I'm a little less inclined to just jam Teferi because they can attack it down, right? Like even if I make the 2/2, by tapping this, they'll attack into it and kill it. I think instead I just go Weakstone Subjugation on this. I'll play Decline. I'll play Third Path Savant. And now next turn I can cast Teferi and have 2 blockers. 3 blockers really with the token I'll get from Teferi. Yep, okay. That's not even an offense. Now there's something to be said actually because they're playing red, that there is something to be said for drawing a card here. Because I could just get Excavation Explosion, and they have no attacks. Because if I go -2 and then they just explode me, like that's bad. So I actually think I am going to draw a card here. Oh, they just concede. Okay, all right. Yeah, kind of a tricky decision there. But yeah, there was enough of a chance because like yeah, if I make a creature, they could just shoot this directly with explosion, and then it's like I got this fine creature. It's like pretty good honestly, and I got like a better board than them. But I do just lose my Planeswalker. Whereas if I just draw a card here, even they can't. If they point an explosion at him, it doesn't do enough. If they point an explosion at one of my creatures, it doesn't do enough. They still have to like attack, like chump attack basically into Teferi to like try to kill him and get loyalty counters off. I just don't think I lose the game in any way if I draw the card there. And then of course I was going to be way ahead. Between like being able to make this, draw a card off Combat Courier, and cast the Confrontation all on my next turn, and then I have Third Path Savant in play. Yeah, I got way ahead. All right, cool. Round one. See you for the next one. All right, round two. That was an encouraging start. That was an encouraging start. We're up against the number 3 Mythic opponent, so let's see if we can keep that going. The hand is bad, but I think we keep it. Okay. Argoth? Well, first time I've seen Argoth in play, actually. First time I've seen Argoth in play. That's kind of interesting. And they have an Argothian Sprite. Okay. I'm probably just going to play Lantern and then crack it and call it good. I will exile my own Evolving Wilds. A Perimeter Patrol. Okay, so they're on the beatdown plan. Yep. I could just sacrifice this. Here we go. All right. So do I play Cradle Clear Cutter, or do I just put Weak Stone Subjugation on this? I think I just play Weak Stone Subjugation on it, because Cradle Clear Cutter doesn't actually block anything. And later I can cast this as a bigger creature. Yeah. Uh-huh. And they have a Liberator. And an Ornithopter, you don't say. Okay. Alright. Here I think I'm going to cast Latinum Adept. It does grow a little bit bigger like later, but right now I'm not under so much pressure that I'll just block and trade here, and then if I can cast this as for its full 7, which I'm coming up to being able to do, then that's fine. Yeah. Well, Liberator is annoying. Let's see, they currently have 3, and it could go up to 4 power if they cast another card that would draw them a card. So do I just cast this and draw? Go up to 5, and then if they want to attack it down, they can attack it for 4 maybe, unless they have a pump. And then if not, what happens then? It goes down to 1. I draw 2 more cards, it goes back up to 3. And then I Overwhelming Remorse this or something. Yeah, I think it's good enough. Oh my. Yeah, they make a bear. Well, now they're only attacking Teferi for 2. Scrapwork Mutt in the graveyard, not much they can do with it. Do I just draw a card? Make a 3/6? I could also Overwhelming Remorse this. They still only have 3 power on the battlefield. Yeah, let's draw a card. I think it's better than making the creature here. Uh-huh. Yeah, I think I just cast Clear Cutter. It's possible they still kill Teferi this turn. But if they do that, what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to attack everything into this on top of casting a card that... a 3 or more converted mana cost card. Now they just make a bear. Uh-huh. Yeah, I'll just block the bear. Maybe they got like a Gaia's, whatever, but that's... So I can add a counter to this, probably Overwhelming Remorse this, and cast Third Path Savant, and then there's very little they can do. A Combat Courier, even. Yeah, I think we're just going to kill this now. Cast Third Path Savant, and I want to have as many creatures in play as possible when I go to cast Teferi's Command, so... Okay, I just concede. Alright, I mean, they just weren't able to beat Teferi. Titania's Command didn't even have to go down. It's got to be the highest rated opponent I've ever beaten, but I can't exactly, like, be doing cartwheels here. I mostly just resolved Teferi, and it played fine cards otherwise than that. Their deck looked interesting. Like, this is the first time I've seen Argoth go off. They actually did get to activate that more than I expected, which is really pretty solid, because the self-mill on this really does hurt at a certain point. Like, you can't do it too many times. But it looked like they were set up, like they were able to get it going early enough that actually they were going to get to be able to do this a bunch. And I also have to wonder, like, what other shenanigans this could have set up. The green-white isn't exactly the unearthed color combo. There's like cohort and stuff like that. They were also playing some really weak cards, though. It's really interesting when I see players that are this strong, like, do this kind of stuff, like because there's something to be learned here, right? Which is why I'm talking about this so much. I know that this is a strong player not only because they're so highly rated here, but I've heard Numat talk about them a little bit because they run into them all the time. But they're playing like Ornithopter and Yoshin Medic. You know what I mean? Which those are both like pretty weak cards. Here they are playing a Scrapwork Mutt with no red sources that I can see. So that's pretty interesting. Also, like Perimeter Patrol, double Perimeter Patrol. They were really hard on the beats plan, apparently. I expect that they have some number of dissidents. I just have to wonder what they have that makes like this Ornithopter worth running. Like that just seems so weak to me. I don't know. But yeah, there's a big difference between like seeing a player who I know is this highly rated doing something like this, and like somebody who is like maybe not so highly rated running their Ornithopters. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people I'd be like, dude, don't run this. What are you running Ornithopter for? But here I'm wondering if there's something I could learn. I don't know. It still seems really weak to me. All right, cool. Next round. Okay, round 3. We are 2-0. Let's see. Is this a hand? Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Scatterate going to be performing the pseudo 2 drop roll here, which I think is fine. I'll just counter whatever they play so I don't fall behind. I have all my colors, which makes this Lantern and this Burnished Heart kind of bad, but an Infiltrator, sure. Yeah, kind of extra bad now because now I just have like straight mana, more or less. I might even just block with the Burnished Heart, we'll see. Actually, I'm going to Scatter Ray that because I think they're digging for lands, and that's like, it's like I kind of just like counter their Divination. Yeah, they got more sacrifice fodder here, but whatever. Here, I'll play Burnished Heart. I actually think I'm just going to trade this off. I have so much mana available in my hand already. I don't think I'm going to have the opportunity to really activate that for its mana ability, nor the need. So, whatever. Here I will probably play Rager. I think it's a little... I mean, I could play Lantern. Actually, I could play Lantern plus Archaeologist. Maybe that's actually a little bit better. Just a 1/4. It's kind of bad, but it does block. Got some nonsense out of the way, I suppose. Another Infiltrator. Okay. And it kills an Acrobat. That's kind of annoying. Evolving Wilds. Yeah, so I'll activate this first so that there's less chance of me drawing a land. Scrapbook Rager. There we go. That's pretty good. No attacks. Killzone Acrobat is pretty awkward because they can like start like sacrificing Clay Revenant and then like buying the Clay Revenant back or whatever. Oh, they're going to sacrifice my Archaeologist. Okay. That's pretty good. No blocks. Well, I'll definitely play Boulder Branch here first. I think it's just better. It's going to make it that much harder for them to like attack back into me when I get this Teferi going. You see what I mean though? Why it's like so important to actually have a board when you cast this card though. I can't actually cast this and make the creature from it with Killzone Acrobat on the field. You get 3 in here. This is actually like kind of a problem. This is the most I've seen Clay Revenant do, I'll put it that way. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. Not quite enough, huh? I think I'm going to go Wing Commando. I might actually shoot down the Clay Revenant. It seems like a lot here, but it's actually going to allow them to keep growing these Gixian Infiltrators and give the Acrobat flying, that I think I just want to like have this defended like this. And now I can't cast a fairy. If they, depending on how they attack, I can cast a fairy, make the creature, have a block in the air. Oh no. Well, you can cast that. Now, do I make the creature on the ground? They're going to be able to return Ichor Wellspring with this, draw 2 because they'll sacrifice the Killzone Acrobat, so this has to block here. If I make the 2/2, I'll have 2 left over. They'll have to like run this into this. This will be a 5/4. This will be a 4/3. So the creature won't even be big enough. So maybe I just draw a card. Yeah. It's actually kind of a good draw. I'll just cast Coastal Bulwark. No attacks. Because now they're going to have to work pretty hard to now kill Teferi through all this and, like, sacrifice a bunch of their value. Even, oh my god, they have a good deck. Well, I feel less bad about losing this. Yeah. So I just block here? I think I do. I don't think I double block. That doesn't seem right. I'll just block. Now, this is the question. Do I draw a card here? Or do I make a 2-2? Yeah, I think I just draw a card again. Precursor Golem. That's actually a good draw. I'm probably going to lose Teferi here. How much mana do I have? Nah, just not enough to save the Teferi, because I could Weakstone Subjugation this. And then they still have to, like, attack me back for a bunch of stuff. Also, Weakstone Subjugation is bad because of Mishra. I could Weakstone Subjugation this, but this one I won't save the Teferi. There really is no plan that saves the Teferi, though, is there? I think I'll just cast Precursor Golem. Because I think what I really want to sacrifice or put this on the Tyrant, because this is the thing that's actually going to be threatening. Like, Killzone Acrobat will, like, draw them cards, or not even just draw them cards, I'm sorry, be a flying attacker as long as they have the stuff to sacrifice, but they will run out of stuff. I mean, they're getting a bunch of stuff here. But Tyrant is the thing that I actually want to use the Weakstone Subjugation on. So seeing as I can't really save the Teferi anyways, if I had one more mana, that's so annoying. I might as well let them do this. Yeah. Another Weakstone Subjugation, okay. Yep. Do I do it again? I think so. I think I do get the Killzone Acrobat, and so then they just don't have any flying attacks. The problem is I have all these 3/3s, but I can't, like, attack on the ground through either of these 4/4s. Like, if I were to lock either of these down, they don't matter. So it's like the Killzone is the card that actually matters here. And now I'm just hoping to draw Titania's Command so I can make a gigantic board and start smashing with it. I didn't need to do that. I could have kept the mana tapped and surveilled, I suppose. Okay. Sure, here we go. Lot-Nam Adept. Yeah, I was supposed to cast it. No attacks. They have no artifacts in the graveyard, so Mishra is just a 4/4, granting ward. I don't have any pumps in this deck, so nothing that makes Precursor Golem really special. Uh-huh. Oh, okay. I don't think I want to just shove with the Rager. I just don't really think that that's where it's at. don't have a lot of cards left in my deck. Uh-huh. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to draw a card. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Do I shove with the Latinum? Nah, I think I wait until I get Titania's Command going. And actually, because I'm so close to it, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play Clear Cutter as the 1/3, because then it will be a 3/5 if I draw the command. It'll start attacking as a 3/5. Does it mean I wait? Nah, I think I just play it. I don't think getting the extra 2/3 on this and like being that mana inefficient is where I want to be. Yeah, Bitter Reunion, okay. Puppeteer, okay. I think I'm going to kill that end of the turn here. Sacrifice Energy Refractor. Can't really allow this to live. Well, that is not Titania's Command. I better find it soon. Because I really do need to just cast it and then start smashing. That's bad for me. They got a lot more cards in their deck than I do, though Mishra's Research Desk will run through that. This is a problem. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I have to play an Acrobat. Acrobat is annoying here. And give a haste. Yeah. Oh, you're going to attack with that too? That's great for me. I was really hoping they would. Nope. I'll make sure that I do the right modes on this, right? I could gain a bunch of life. I could gain 7 life. But I think making 2 4/4 bears is better. Yeah, they get to eat something. But everything else is like gigantic. Uh-huh. Well, I'll kill the infantry. I mean, it turns into a 1/1, but like, okay. They go to 6. I have 3 blockers. It's like they can attack in the air for 1, but it's hard to imagine them getting through on the ground in any meaningful way. Now they're at 6. I could still definitely lose this game. Uh-huh. Well, this tells me they got something going on. Maybe this is Pyrrhic Blast? I do die to Pyrrhic Blast. But right now, if they don't do anything, they need the ability to stop 2 more creatures, then they can stop. Yeah. That's really bad. Hang on, hang on. Oh, shoot. God damn it. I wanted to stop on upkeep for the chromatic, for the coastal bulwark. What happens if I just serve with everything? They have 5 blockers, I have 5 attackers. They eat this, block, block. This dies, they eat this. And I take 7 damage back on the crackback. But I have to do it anyways because they have these to attack with. What if I just attack with Scrapwork Rager? They'll just block with these 2. Buying back Tyrant was really bad. And I just can't live now. That's not entirely true. They're trading off most of their board here. So I can cast Rager. And I have to find something for Tyrant. I can't Surveil. Yeah, we'll just cast Rager. I don't know what I could have. Island. No, that won't do it. Let's just see what I would have got. Forest. Nah. Alright, that's that. That's very annoying. Sibling rivalry. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what I could have done there. I really did want to set the stop to like maybe get there with the bulwark. I should have done that. One of those arena things that's kind of tricky. I like realized it before it was too like late for me to realize, but like I still didn't get there. But like, did I have what did I have? I used my shoot down earlier. I used both of my. I think I had an Epic Confrontation left in the deck. That would have been really good. Yeah, one of these last 5 cards was Epic Confrontation. I think that would have been the only thing that would have been good enough to get there. Let's see what else, if I can see what else is missing. I can't really recall. I should have done a land count to see how many lands I had left too. Yeah. It was pretty much just Epic Confrontation that I think would have been useful there. So kind of unfortunate. That's all right. All right, next round. All right, we're 2-1. 2-1. It was close too. Oh, we're up against Job. Yeah. I think I find Swamp with this to make sure, because I only have the 1 Swamp, and I'll probably find a green, and I can cast Clear, or I can cast Third Path before anyways if I don't. So this hand is super weak though, I will say. And drawing another green card here is really bad. Reach is a good draw though. Alright, I'll block. Okay, well that's fine. Put 1 on top. Archaeologist, but we'll just cast Rager. Sure. Oh yeah, block. You get a Power Stone, but whatever. Vanguard, sure. And another Engineer, okay. Well, I have a green source now. I think I first cast Refractor. Another green source. And then we'll cast Archaeologist. And I hit a bunch of lands, which is actually kind of nice. Don't like that I played a 1-4, but a giant Cindermaw. And you got it. Well, here I just played Big Clear Cutter. And now I'm getting to the stage of the game where it's like my oversized power will, like, of my cards will start to take over. Oh, no. Just with that? Okay. I think I cast Wing Commando and I keep Overwhelming Remorse up. could have Epic Confrontation, I suppose. This would have been a 4-5. Yeah, maybe that would have been better. Well, I think what I might do here is double block. Well, they clearly have an ability to put artifacts in play, right? Like, this looks like Mishra's Onslaught. Yeah, I think I'll just double block. And then we'll just see what happens. This looks like Mishra's Onslaught to me. Okay. Scrapbook might. Yeah, okay. Do I just jam this Remorse? I kind of want to. Because I might not have the... Yeah, I think I do, actually. Because what I don't want to have happen is that they have like some sort of like Anthem and then they attack me back for a bunch. I think it might just be better for me if I just get out from under the problem, period. Like, yeah, this seems egregious, but I think it's correct. Got rid of that because I don't want them to buy it back, both for the extra loot and for the haste. And I feel so far ahead if they can't just bash me back and kill me here. So, yeah, prison sentence, okay. All right. I still got blocks, baby. Top. All right. Orange strike, okay. Well, I might be in trouble. Hey, weak stone subjugation. That's actually kind of nice. Yeah, so I think I go Rager. Draw a card. Latinum Depth, sure. Yeah, well, then go Epic Confrontation. I think them drawing cards is actually better for me. So I'll go like this. Attack for 1. Subjugate. And now they have a Lauren and a card hand. Hand card. Yeah, it seems they agree about the card draw. Oh no. Okay. We'll see. They could just kill me. I'll definitely block. Alright. I just rip lands. Okay. Alright. I did draw a lot of land this game. Although I did go through a good amount of my deck. Still doesn't really change that. Yeah, a little more gas there. I think we would have been okay. It was pretty floody. I don't know. How many did I draw over the course of that game? Doesn't really... Oh, jeez. I wanted to look at the battlefield. That's okay. That's all right. We just got beat up. Round 5. All right, round 5. Uphill battle. We're 2-2. Let's see if we can do it. I like our deck. I want to win, honestly, just so I can keep playing with the deck more, but we'll see if I can do it. This is such a bad hand. I think I keep it, but I could just flood out really bad. I'm basically holding 5 lands. I don't think I can mulligan hands like this, though. Oh, that helps. Infiltrator, sure. I'm actually, oh boy. I'm actually not going to play Energy Refractor here. I'm going to Scatter Ray whatever they cast. Yeah, I think it was way too important to not fall behind there. And by that same metric, I'm just going to play Bulwark here. Oh, I could have played the... No, I couldn't play Lantern and Bulwark. That's fine. Next turn I can go Lantern plus Refractor, though. I just really hope I actually find some of my good stuff here. Double Infiltrator, okay. This could get bad. Infiltrators do get big. Especially if you have a research desk. Yeah. Well, I got a block here. What'd they get? Land and Blitz. I'm in trouble. I'm in a lot of trouble. Well, they chose Swamp. Well, they make their land drop next turn. Okay. Yeah, I block for sure. Alright, there are good cards I could draw here that might make things less bad for me, but right now I don't feel great about it. I think I just go Chromatic Lantern, Island, Energy Refractor. Okay. I could cast Titania's Command next turn. I can make 2 4/4s. That's going to have to be good enough, even though one of them will just trade off with their 2-drop. Kind of bad. Well, maybe I do something different. I currently have 6 mana. I could cast 2 4/4s. It does block both of these. I could also just shoot down this one, take 3 more, buy some time to like instead do something else with this Titania's Command, and just threaten to trade off with these and not even do that well. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, geez, this is so bad for me. Now I'm going to take 7. Well, I think I have to cast Titania's Command. How many cards do they have in the graveyard? I could gain 5 and eat the research desk. That's not nothing. I could remorse this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't just cast Scrapwork Rager. Yeah, I think I have to cast Titania's Command. I just don't think I have an option here. I just have to trade it off with this stuff. Yeah, thanks. I still think you're in the lead, bud. Research Desk will, like, you know, they do have to cast or Unearth Research Desk here. And then activate it. And they'll have 2 black left over. Mm-hmm. Swift Spear and a Swamp. Okay. I suppose I could have cast Rager and used Soul Guide Lantern to eat their research desk, because then if they didn't have anything to sack, I could take 4 from this one and block the 3/2/1, but that's just if they don't have anything to sack, no way to kill my Rager. That could have been something I could have done, because I could have stopped the research desk from being activated at all. Maybe that would have been a little bit better. Okay, they take their Swift Spear. They play a Blast Runner. So they have Blast Runner, Swift Spear. They're going to Power Stone Fracture me? If you do that, that's actually, I mean, not fine, but I can accept. Yeah, yeah. So I have to take 6 here. No blocks. Like, basically can't cast Rager. Well, I kind of have to, though. But then... So wait, I have 7 mana. Yeah, I think I just have to, like, trust that this is going to be good enough. Oh, that's interesting. If I Teferi, make a dude, they'd have to like attack back in with both. They could attack Teferi. Basically, if they could kill me, they will, but they could do that anyways. Whereas if I Teferi make a dude, the dude can block this Infiltrator, this can block here. Teferi will take 1. If they have any way to make this 2, I'll die anyways. There's no way of getting around it. And then I'll have a card draw engine in play. I think this is a little bit better. But if they just draw a non-creature here, I die. But that was going to be true anyways. Boulder Branch is one of my best draws. Alternatively, I could sacrifice Teferi and keep the 2/2 in play, which actually isn't unreasonable, because this will get bigger as I draw cards. So it's like if I block here, they attack with everything. I block Swift Spear, block here, so I get to eat the Swift Spear. Oh, these are attacking me, Swift Spear's attacking them. Well, that tells me that they don't have anything, but I now have to block these. So that was actually a pretty good attack. They go like this. That wasn't good. Now I could make another creature, or I could draw a card. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I can't cast both of these now. So let's draw a card, actually. Uh-huh. Now just play Rager, keep Remorse untapped. Yep. I actually think I should have made a dude there, maybe, because I forgot Teferi would go up to 4 if he got me. Okay. Cards in hand, or cards in my deck 20. Yeah, I have to do this. Nothing. Okay. We'll make a dude. I feel like there's still a million ways I die here, but, you know, I don't have to. I think I'm only going to attack with 2 here. Oh, it has Vigilance. Oh my god, that's so much better than I thought. There are cards that they could just draw and blow me up. I mean, next turn I'm attacking for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If I draw a card, yeah. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All islands. Oh, but never mind. These 2 have Vigilance again, so... Alright, cool. Well, I thought we were going to lose that one. Lived at 1. Holy crap. That was very dangerous. I think my opponent just needed a little bit more gas to kill me there. They kind of choked at the end. Just drew too many lands. Yeah, hard to say. These infiltrators really went off. Genuinely thought I was going to lose that game. All right, cool. On the next one. All right, round 6. I believe in this deck. I believe in it. Should I? Is my belief misplaced? I have all of my power cards in my hand, but 2 mana. Got a Wellspring. Yeah, I think I got to go for it. Got to go for it. This could backfire. Let's get a forest. Let's get a forest. I can't go Wellspring, so I might have like more, lands in my hand than it seems. Oh, didn't like drawing Wing Commando. Let's see what we get here, though. Good start. Okay, cool. All right, I just want to rip land. Like, let's just go. I'll go Wing Commando, plus Epic Confrontation on the follow-up turn. That's not great, but I'll take it. Come on, land. It's all I want. Yeah, okay. I got one of those for you too, honestly, so. Nice, good start. Yeah, I think this just gets the subjugation. It's fine. Decline. Please land next turn. Please. Because going Precursor Golem into Teferi. Oh, Titania, okay. Do I just Teferi? Like a Teferi draw? I think it's better to get the Precursor Golem going. It might just bite it here to one of the removal spells. I don't know. Oh. Okay. This is a play you can make. I'm going to hit them for 1,000,000 on this turn, because instead of casting Teferi, I'm probably going to Epic Confrontation, kill Titania, attack for 10. And they're going to be at 7. And I'm going to have Titania's command, a Teferi, and like a full boat of... Do I want them to have Blast? Double Opportunist plus Blast, or 3 unknowns. I don't think those Opportunists are going to be good enough. Did I choose the wrong one? I don't think so. Yeah, I think I definitely going to do this now. Yep. Because now I'm going to Scatter Ray whatever they play on their turn. Like basically whatever they play. And I think I'll just win that way. I won't even have to cast these two. Tyrant of Kerr Ridges. Nope. Opponent had a pretty stacked deck too, but that just, yeah. Just going Precursor and then countering their follow-up was just too good. Got really scary there for a second, but I even drew the lands I needed, so that's yet another Tyrant we've seen. This card's absurd. This card's so good. I don't know about hostile negotiations. I mean, they drew 3. Actually, I missed what they put. What, because I gave them the... Almost did it again. Oh yeah, they put 2 unearthed creatures in the bin with that, and then also Excavation Explosion, which would have been good. But I think I like what I gave them, because like they were going to get the back half of these anyways, right? So they did get like the value there. But I think on like the front, well, it's tough, man, because like the Blast Zone is pretty good. I just didn't think that these Opportunists would be good enough, and like putting these in the bin, like discarding either, or like either of these unearthing these wouldn't have been good enough either. Actually, I think it would have been better had I given them the face down pile, but not so much so that I regret big time giving them the face up one. I think that was fine. Yeah, and of course, obviously, my hand was super stacked. It would have had to be something as good as Tyrant to like come back from this position, anyways. Cool. All right, round 7. All right, round 7. Up against Gainsay. Uh-oh, I'm playing blue. Well, it's kind of a problem. Oh, this is a hand, sure. Sure. I'm starting with Star. Sacrificing it immediately for a green. Okay. Well, all right. They want to spend the early mana doing that, that's fine with me. They're setting up a little bit, but okay. Now the question is, do I play Energy Refractor or do I play Scatter Ray? I think I play Energy Refractor. I want to keep up Scatter Ray so I can counter their 3-drop, but I think maybe I'll do that next turn and get the Energy Refractor out of the way now. Yeah, that's fine. I wish I had countered that now. I don't think there's anything to be done except for wait. Scatter Ray something if they play it. If not, draw a card. Really wish I'd countered that now, though. Evolving Wilds, okay. No. They just get too far ahead of me with that, plus perhaps draw a card. I'd rather just get that out of my hand. Oh, and no blocks. Yeah, here's just lot. Now I'm going to bash. I'll probably just jam Precursor Golem next turn. Probably. A Sprite, sure. Was this Epic Confrontation? Okay, well, I ain't worried about that. Bulwark's a bad draw. We'll just jam Golem. They could have an answer for it, but it's good on this board. Like, if they just have Disenchanted, it's all obviously, right? Golem, Boulder Branch, okay. Well, they hit on Steel Seeker. It's kind of annoying. And they have 2 mana untapped. I can't block that. That's fine. And if they play another Sprite, it's pretty annoying. Chromatic Lantern. So I could play this and still have 3 mana untapped. Part of me wants to just exile this. The thing is, like, once they hit 7, which they're probably about to be able to, these sprites are really annoying. Let's say I get a big whack in here if I just shoot down that thing. Actually, kind of want to just draw a card. The reason I'm going to do this is because I might draw a land so I can do the shoot down anyways. And then the more I'm thinking about it, the more I might just want to shove in with 3 of these on. That was kind of a bad draw. But, yeah, we'll just attack. It's fine. Like, if they want to block and trade one of these, you know what, I accept. Now, do I kill Steel Seeker or do I kill the Sprite? If they need 1 land, and they're only going to be able to do it to 1 Sprite, so maybe I think I want just Steel Seeker going. Yeah. They can keep the Sprites. Actually, I think I'll play Third Path here. Makes it harder for them to just. I mean, if they double bash, they can do that, but. Yeah, no blocks. They can put all their mana into this if they want. Yeah, so they hit me for 6. Well, it's kind of a problem. And the shoot down isn't looking very good, is it? I'll draw a card first. Ichor Wellspring, okay. I think we're just going to attack with this. Oh, I should have attacked with Third Path Savant too, actually. I messed up. I'll draw a card here. Forest. I'm kind of dying to these sprites, gang. Maybe I should have killed the sprite. So I could block here. And then they have to put all their mana into pumping the sprite. I think that's what I do. No, even worse. I'm drawing a lot of land. I actually think I'm just dead. I'm pretty sure. Yep, because I can't block either of these. I just die to them. Yeah, that's a shame. Pretty annoying that I just got bashed through by sprites there for the end. Yeah. I was hoping I can get a better showing out of this deck than that. I feel like I had, like I said, I had powerful cards in the deck. I just didn't really get a chance to showcase. I did cast Teferi a couple times. Titania's Command was good, but I just didn't quite get there. I don't know. Not really sure how I lost this one, honestly. It was just like having like too much air in the deck that wasn't like really doing anything. Like it didn't have. Well, I was gonna have a target for shoot down here, but it's not like an amazing target. Bulwark is really bad. I think that this card is just really pretty terrible, honestly. But I was kind of in a position where I had to play it to like have enough functioning 2-drops. I don't think playing the black version of the deck would have helped in the games I lost. Like I would have had like Goring Warplow here, which couldn't have blocked these anyways. Gurgling Anointer, same deal. Evangel would have been okay. I don't know. I think this last hand was just like filled with like a little too much air. I mean, they got a bunch of mana too. I don't know. They did get some of it off of Steel Seeker. cycled with this. Yeah, not really sure exactly how I lost there, besides Pixie being a good creature. So a little disappointing. Like I said, I was hoping that I could get a little bit farther with this. Like I had like really powerful cards in the deck, but it's almost like I got there like on other stuff. Well, actually, that's not true. Teferi did factor into like a bunch of my wins, but um, yeah, I don't have much to say about the deck overall, except that the cards that I thought were bad were kind of bad. Coastal Bulwark, Archaeologist. Yeah, just not amazing. Like these were just like fine. It was like the middle of my deck was like really on the like low end filler, so I'm not surprised I got a little beat up in the early to mid game. And you kind of saw what I was talking about. Teferi there was like, I mean, he was like super good on a lot of boards, um, but it was like really awkward to actually try to turn him into a what is actually a powerful card in boards where I didn't already have control of the board to some degree. Even just a single flyer made him a lot more awkward to use, right? So that was kind of bad. Nothing bad to say. I mean, nothing bad to say about it though. I mean, it shows the importance of like having a good early game when you have a card like Teferi. Same with Titania's Command. Titania's Command really wants to have like a good early game getting into this. And I talk about this kind of stuff sometimes with these cards, and you don't always see it because a lot of the time it's fine. But when you are playing stuff like Ichor Wellspring, Energy Refractor, Chromatic Lantern, Soul Guide Lantern, like all this like fiddly like cycle stuff, there's a couple problems that come with it. One is that you have to spend your early mana on doing that kind of thing. So even if Energy Refractor, you cast it, it draws you a card, it draws you Overwhelming Remorse. So this turned into one of your good removal spells. Spending the mana on this beforehand to get to be able to do that is awkward. It's kind of punishing. When you're getting beat up, you fall behind, like spending your mana on this kind of stuff to then like, oh, well, my hand turned out once I invested a bunch of mana into things that weren't defending me. So it's like the cards that would have been good enough on their own had you just drawn them are made a little bit worse by needing to spend like extraneous mana to get to them to draw them. Not that you shouldn't play these cards. They obviously do a bunch of good things, but I'm just talking about the cost involved. And then also they make your mulligan decisions a little tricky because it's like you have a hand with like Soul Guide Lantern and Energy Refractor and like 3 lands and then like maybe like 2 other spells or something like that. Well, it's either a really good hand or a bad hand, because if you draw 2 lands off of these, like then you actually just kind of had like a 2 spell hand, and these were actually like lands. Or if you have like a 2 land hand and then these draw spells, well, like you do see what I mean? They just kind of like mask how well you're gonna come off of a mulligan, or when you have them in your opener, they can be a little weird. So again, pick these, play them. They're fine. There's nothing wrong with them. But there is like a little bit of a cost there. It's not like totally free. That's what I want to point out to y'all, is that I think that some people have like the perception that it's like, oh, it's like a free roll. Like, yeah, you spend some mana, but you get your stuff back and you get all these synergies or whatever. It is true, and that is good enough, but like it's not free. It does cost a little bit. So, all right, let's open some packs. What do we got? 3 packs. 3 packs. Got a bonus 4th pack in there. Here I think it's just Bushwhack. Self-Assembler's solid, Epic Confrontation's decent, but between the two I think I like the Bushwhack better, just being 1 mana versus 2, even though this doesn't have stats on it, or this doesn't have stats on it. And then also like it like sets up your fixing or just hits your land drops in general. Like I think that it is good enough. So yeah, I think Bushwhack's a little bit better. I go like Bushwhack and then Confrontation and then Self-Assembler. Oh, Mythic. Here I think it's pretty easy, like Anointer and then probably Gruesome Realization, though I've never cast this card. The double black is like a little bit more annoying than you want it to be, right? And I kind of talked about that earlier in the draft, where it's like you do stretch your colors sometimes enough that double black can be annoying, but I don't think it's the end of the world. And then I just found like this is like less useful than I thought it would be. Draw 2 and lose 2 for double black in 1 is actually like way worse than it seems in this set, because it is like so pressure oriented that spending your mana and your life just to draw 2, this kind of isn't where it's at, especially because a lot of your other draw cards like come with like some amount of like synergy attached to them, where this doesn't. Um, so I'm also less enthused about that. I mean, think like Scrapwork Rager, which also is like a draw 2 lose 2, and it's also a lot more mana intensive. But in the meantime, it like sets up your graveyard synergies. It does in fact attack and block. It fuels your sacrifice stuff, your artifacts, like you know what I mean. It just like it just does all of that kind of stuff. And then the creatures your opponents control get -1/-1 until end turn. Some boards it super crushes, but then other times it's like not so good. I thought that this was going to be a bigger player in the format. I just haven't really seen it yet. But there's nothing wrong with the card. I think a Gurgling Anointer than Gruesome Realization. Here I think I take Yotian Dissident. It's pretty bad overall, though. I talked about this, I think, in a previous draft. I say that a lot, but it's just because I'm not sure like who's seen what, and sometimes I can't remember if I've just like had a thought about something and have shared it with you all, or it's just something that I've thought and not said in a video. So sorry if I do that. But Yoshin Dissident, I don't really like green white as an archetype. And of all the multicolored cards, I'm kind of the lowest. Not the lowest on this one, but like I'm pretty. It's good when you get into play, but it's got sequencing problems where it's like you draw it after you cast all your artifacts, and it's like this instead of being a power card, it's a stupid 1/1. And even when you do go off with it, it's like fine, but it's like you get like a couple 1/1 counters on your guys. It can be like a game-winning play, but it just requires a lot more work. You have to like cast this and creatures and have artifacts and cast this first, and it's green-white. It's just a lot going against it. So that of the multicolor cards, first picking them, I'm less inclined to first pick this one. But I think it's enough better than all this other nonsense here that I think I would go in for it and just see if we can make it work. I actually don't like Sundering Titan. I think this is like Go for the Throat, followed by Mightstone's animation, or maybe Energy Refractor. I think Energy Refractor is a little bit more important to pick up the Mightstone's animations. You want to have like this stuff in your deck before picking these up, rather than picking these things up and then being desperate for these. Because people pick up this stuff. Like everybody wants to play this to a degree. Like the Red Black Sack deck will play it, the Green White Artifact ETB deck will play it, and then if you pick Mightstone's animation thinking, I want these Energy Refractors, well, you're also a deck that wants this. You know what I mean? So I think it's like a little bit more important to make sure you have this kind of stuff before you start picking Mightstone's animations or whatever. So I think I go for the Throat, Energy Refractor, Mightstone's animation. And Sundering Titan I kind of ignore. It's just like, it's kind of the same as Suchi Cave Guard. You don't need to have like 8 mana finishers that are only 8 mana finishers in your deck unless they're insane like Cityscape Leveler. Um, because I'd rather just have Boulder Branch Golem in this slot. I'd rather have a bunch of Boulder Branch Golems. I can cast them on 4 and gain some life, and then I can cast them even cheaper than this. Have a reasonable sized creature. It's a 6/5. It's definitely a lot smaller than a 7/10, but it's still reasonably sized for a 7 mana creature, and you gain a bunch of life. This doesn't do any of that for you. I'd rather just take Boulder Branch. And granted, he might not be green, but there's cards in other colors that you could just slot in everything that I was just talking about with this, same way. So it's just kind of unimpressive. Don't really like it. Yeah, go for Throw Up Energy Refractor. Cool. Well, that's draft, everybody. I was hoping I could get some more games in. I'm fine with the record because I think that it was weak enough in the mid game. Like I was really leaning on powerful spells there. So I think a 4-3 record is I could have given or taken a couple of games and still thought that was fair. But I'm disappointed because I wanted to like keep playing with that deck more than anything. That's all right. So hey, thanks for being here, everybody. I will see you next time.